G'day everyone and welcome to our preview of round 16 in the Western Region Footy League. I'm Kevin Hillier. He's Steve Thom. Let's have a look at the games, Tomsy. Start with Division 3 and we've got North Sunshine and Laverton.
Yeah, Laverton want to get back on the winning list, which I think they should against North Sunshine. Hopefully get a few injuries, a few blokes that have been injured and rested, I think, over the last couple of weeks. Laverton back in big form and will be good if they can get him back in, I'm assuming, for this week, if not over the next couple of weeks, but they'll have a good win.
Now we're sort of doing some previews of the finals too at the same time because these sides will meet probably, Sanctuary Lakes and Braybrook.
Yeah, they will. This is going to be that fight for the second spot, I reckon, in Division 3. So the winner of this week's game, no doubt, will, I reckon, get a double chance finishing in the top two of Division 3. How do I go with this one? I don't know. I reckon Sanctuary Lakes, what I've seen last week of them, they've got a good young running side, and especially at home, I think they're going to get the points.
All right, Tane take on Albin Vale.
We spoke about how good, how competitive Tarneit were last week. Great future, fantastic, great setup at the club and that. But on field at the moment, they've got a long road ahead of them, Kev, and Albin Vale, I think, are going to be pretty convincing winners. And they've got a bit of a sniff of what's going on. Albin Vale, the finals 4 weeks away.
Turn our attention now to Division 2 and Manor Lakes take on West Footscray. Still a chance, Manor Lakes, but this is they'd have to take a big scalp, and this is one that they might get.
Well, yeah, especially at home. They've just got that mojo back a little bit, Manor Lakes. We spoke about all the things that have happened, put behind him. Look, Heath Hunter's been playing forward from, I don't know, he's going to continue whether Ty Priest is back in the lineup this week. I don't know their sides just at this moment, but if he is, Heath Hunter and Ty Priest, if they both play forward, it's going to be very hard for West Footscray to match up on. Buckton, I spoke last week, who's been very good, and through that midfield, your Speakman, hopefully he's back in that lineup for West Footscray. I reckon Manor Lakes. Manor Lakes down there will get the points.
Yep. Division 2 match of the year so far. Wyndham Vale at home to Parkside.
Yeah.
Both going really well.
It's going to be a ripper. Parkside taking Alby for him at the moment. So is Wyndham Vale. O'Shea once again last week with his 6 goals. I think he kicked in their best. They've really got the good matchups too for Parkside down there. The bigger bodies, they've got a couple of big key defenders, Wyndham Vale, which are going to help them. But you can't go against Parkside at this stage, but I reckon these two are going to be a big chance to be playing deep into the final series.
Caroline Springs and Glen Orden, 3 in a row for Glen Orden. They've lost. Would you be panicking? You said in the wrap show that you wouldn't be, but if they were to drop this one,
if they drop this, yeah, you'd be panicking a little bit because they've really hit that brick wall, not just a little brick fence. They won't be able to get around it later on. So it's very important for them that they get over Caroline Springs. Who'll be pretty keen. They know they could upset Glen Orden in this week's game, and that'll be a big scalp for them. But Glen Orden, I think they're too good a side to let so much hard work slip.
Yep. North Footscray and Sunny Heights, a bit of pride to play for here.
A lot of pride. This will be a good game. Be a close contest. Sunny Heights been disappointing in a lot of aspects over the last month or so with their football on the field, and they're working hard off the field. But North Footscray, I just think North Footscray should get the points down there. You're right, pride is a big thing, and regrouping and recruiting and all that come into the context now for these two clubs.
Division 1, let's have a look at the game. Sunshine and St Albans. They've got to salvage something out of the season somewhere, Sunshine, haven't they?
Oh, they will, but now St Albans with that great win over Werribee Districts last week by 1 point, they won't look back now. They'll keep going forward, and I think they might get 3 or 4 players back this week from injuries, maybe a few more. They've still got a few out, St Albans. I think Sunshine Kangaroos have put their queue up in the rack, maybe from about round 1, sadly enough. Just haven't fired a shot. St Albans.
Colts take on Altona. Still a glimmer of hope for Altona.
Yeah, there is, and poor Colts want to make sure they upset their party over there. You know, once again, talk about pride and passion. This is where poor Colts are at their best when their backs are against the wall. They won't lie down and just let Altona get a chance of playing finals. So poor Colts over there, be very interesting, but. Oh, Kev, Altona on a roll.
Yep.
They really, and they've got some. We talk about players that have been part of their premiership 2 years ago still, and some great young kids that have just developed very quickly this year. Altona, small side, but I reckon they will. They'll get the 4 points over at Port Colts.
Werribee Districts dropped that game to St Albans last weekend by a point. They take on Albion, who are a bit of giant killers at the moment.
They are the Cats, yeah. The 1 week shocking, 1 or 2 weeks shocking, and a big win last week over Hoppers Crossing. Fantastic for Albion. But Werribee Districts, that loss last week will not hurt them. It'll do them the world of good. You've got to go through the roller coaster to be the best side, the ups and downs. And I do say Werribee Districts will bounce back in a big way, and I reckon Albion might be the brunt of a big scoreboard loss.
Two sides who are both looking for a win. Hoppers need a win to make sure they stay in the 5. Spotty need a win to make sure they get that top 3 position.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what, Hoppers Crossing just been very disappointing in a lot of aspects over the last 3 or 4 weeks for them. But Spotswood, they're going to bounce back. Spotswood will win this game. It all depends how much resistance a young Hoppers Crossing team can put up. They should be playing finals, and I think they will be playing finals in a couple of weeks' time. They've got to put up a good showing against Spotswood. If not press them right to the end, they've got to make sure that they're competitive right throughout the game.
Yarraville said Eagles and Deer Park in the last game of the round.
Yeah, ouch. Could be a bit of a painful scoreboard finish at the end. Deer Park absolutely flying. Yarraville said Eagles had a good win a couple of weeks ago. Not that you dine out on that, but for 2014, that just given them a little bit of a pat in the back for all the hard work that Jesse Smith and the club have done. But Deer Park big winners.
That's our preview and predictions for round 16 of the Western Region Footy League. Get out and see some local footy.